Senator Hawley.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. It's my privilege to introduce John Sauer, my friend, my former colleague, who has been nominated for the position of Solicitor General of the United States.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a major development in Washington. Senator Josh Hawley is making headlines after praising President Trump's Solicitor General pick, John Sauer. Hawley is also calling on the Department of Justice to reverse course on what he describes as Biden-era abuses. This is a critical moment for the justice system, and we're breaking it all down for you. Stick around, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Senator Hawley did not hold back in his praise for John Sauer. He described him as an outstanding legal mind with an impeccable record. Let's talk about why this nomination matters.
Know John for years and years now. He is a proud Missourian, going back many generations. John's career has already been incredibly distinguished, and the chairman mentioned some of his accolades. Let me just walk through a few of them, beginning with his education. He's a Bachelor of Science degree from Duke University. He was a Rhodes Scholar. He has an MA from the University of Notre Dame and a JD from Senator Cruz's law school. We'll try not to hold any of that against him.
I apologize for that.
After graduating and completing his education, he clerked for Judge Michael Ludick of the Fourth Circuit, and then for, as the chairman mentioned, for the great Antonin Scalia, who I continue to believe is the most influential Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the 20th century. And he served there with distinction. John then came back to his native St. Louis and was for 5 years a federal prosecutor, where he prosecuted violent crimes, white-collar crimes, and more. And then he briefly, in between that and joining the Missouri Attorney General's office, he founded a small litigation firm where he represented all manner of clients. And then our paths really began to intersect in 2017. I was elected Attorney General of the state of Missouri, and the Missouri Attorney General's office at that time did not have an office of the Solicitor General. And I thought it was important to create one given the volume of appellate cases that we were facing. And I couldn't think of anybody better of all the attorneys that I'd had the privilege of working with than John. So I remember I went to John, and this may say something about my recruiting habits. You'll like this, Senator Kennedy. I went to John and we met at a Cracker Barrel. And we sat down at a Cracker Barrel and over chicken fried steak, I said to him, John, you have the ability and the record to be Solicitor General of the United States, but would you at least consider coming to be Solicitor General of the state of Missouri? And to my great delight, and I think to the great benefit of the state of Missouri, he said yes, and served as my Solicitor General for 2 years, and also as my first assistant in the office, overseeing all of our criminal and civil litigation, including record numbers of criminal convictions, as well as an astounding win rate in the appellate courts. He's argued multiple times in the federal courts, the United States Supreme Court, of course the Missouri courts, and handled all of that with the greatest of aplomb and professionalism. He went on to serve for a number of years, another 4 years, I believe, with my successor and now my good friend and colleague, Senator Schmidt, who will say more about that in a moment. But that reminds
As Solicitor General, Sauer would be responsible for representing the U.S. government before the Supreme Court, essentially shaping the legal landscape of the country. Hawley highlighted Sauer's impressive resume: a graduate of Duke, a Rhodes Scholar, and a clerk for the legendary Justice Antonin Scalia. Sauer isn't just a scholar, he's got real courtroom experience. He served as Missouri's Solicitor General, argued cases at the highest levels, and even took on the federal government in major legal battles. According to Hawley, Sauer is exactly the kind of leader the DOJ needs right now. What do you guys think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
me, John, here's an opportunity to prepare for your first question. I'll just give it to you now so you can think about it. Which of the attorneys general on this dais was your favorite, and why is it me? So you can be thinking on that. John has served his state with the greatest of distinctions. He has served his country with the greatest of distinctions. I do not know a better lawyer in private practice, in public practice, federal prosecutor, name it, go down the line. I do not know a better lawyer in this country than John Sauer. I'm delighted to see him here today, and I'm delighted to support your nomination. I urge all of my colleagues to do the same.